So now we're going to analyze a second freediving video. This time the freediver is Natalia Molchanova, rest in peace. During the video, all the athletes are competing in a discipline known in freediving as dynamic no-fins. The competition consists of seeing who covers the longest distance on a single breath. As you can see in the video, all the freedivers are moving relatively slow, basically moving very calmly. Some of you must be wondering why. If the competition is about covering distance, why don't they go faster, which will allow them to cover a longer distance in less time? Reason behind is that through years of practice, freedivers have come to realize that calmness underwater pays. So that's the first piece of insight, the first insight I want you guys to get from this video. Calmness underwater pays. Second insight, second piece of knowledge I want you guys to take from here is, if you notice, all the freedivers have a very graceful, a very streamlined posture. They cut through water very nicely, very effectively. And also, after every effort, after every arm stroke and every kick, they wait a little before the next effort. So that allows them to glide in between efforts. Gliding underwater equals free energy. So by behaving calmly and by being streamlined and by gliding, they are being energy smart with the use of the resources. I know that as surfers, we deal with scenarios very different to what they are dealing with right now. A surfer during a wipeout is dealing with extreme turbulence, very powerful forces. So how can these principles be applied in that type of scenario? Well, simply, first of all, if the wipeout is super powerful, at the beginning of the wipeout, what's the point of fighting it? So at the beginning of the wipeout, when the energy is at its highest, a surfer must remain calm, waiting for that window when the energy dissipates to finally start making an effort to return to surface. Whether this is swimming or whether this is pulling the leash, a surfer must wait for the right moment to start fighting his or her way back to surface. Sometimes you can behave calmly throughout. Sometimes you need to move with a bit of speed and power, depending on the scenario. But always with tranquility, with calmness in our minds. And one more piece of information, of valuable knowledge to get from this video is that during the whole duration of the dive, I guarantee you're not going to see a single bubble being blown out of any of the freedivers. By now you should know why. Reason behind is if the freedivers blow air out of their bodies through their mouth or nose, doesn't really matter, the freediver will lose flotation. So they will go from being neutral to suddenly starting to sink. And also they will lose oxygen pressure or gas pressure, meaning they are getting rid of a gas that will help them stay alive, carry on performing for longer.